kept probing him, and after a while he started telling me, he's like, well, maybe, there's this arch over here, and maybe, I don't know if it's possible, but if it would be possible, it would be the most perfect line ever. And so I was like, oh, wow. Swam out to the arch under it and was just totally blown away.
When he looked, he's falling in love of the arch.
But still, I wasn't sure if it was possible, and I started working on it. I worked on it one trip. I had to leave. 2 months later, I came back again, had to leave. But by that time, I started to figure out more and more that it was possible, but just barely possible.
When he said, no, Miguel, it's possible, I look, I don't believe.
So that's why we're here again, to try to complete it. I can't imagine a more perfect route that has the location, a beautiful feature like this arch with amazing rock and amazing movements and holds, and something that's super difficult, that's at my limit, and it's like everything I could want in something that I'm going to spend a lot of time working on. It has a really crazy dyno. A lot of coordination is involved. Your feet are really high and you have to kind of rock up onto your feet and then explode off of them. It's just a pure, all 4 points cut loose dyno. I've probably tried that move 100 times by now. Once your hand goes into hold, and to actually latch it and then hold on for dear life, you just gotta be determined to not let go. Once I get past the dyno, I just have to get prepared for the upper crux. The moves, once you get to the lip, are so intense. It just barely goes. You're on an arete and you're slapping up the feature rather than climbing on real holds. In some ways, it might even be harder than the dyno. To be involved with the climb so intensely, at a certain point it just gets so mental, because I know I can do the route, but then every time I try it, I get kind of this anxiety, like, oh, maybe this could be the time, and you get really nervous and get attached to wanting to do the climb. And the times that are always best when I can just feel natural and move freely and I'm not worried about success or failure. I'm just kind of having fun and trying and letting it flow, and that's where I need to be. But it's hard to be there when you're just like, is this going to be the time that I send it? You start getting like neurotic about the whole thing, but at the same time, it's the whole process of like pushing yourself to a higher place and just being like dedicated and committed to coming back and working on it and doing whatever it takes. I've spent like over 4 years working on certain projects, falling off over and over and over again, and you just get frustrated and depressed. Just got to keep trying to come back with a positive attitude, and then somehow, when you're not expecting it, it just happens.
okay?
Another 3-week stay here. It's getting shut down, but loving it at the same time. You know, there's definitely times where I get discouraged, but that's what I want, something that's really difficult for me. So it's good to actually get shut down, because then you know that you're at your limit.